Hold up, hold up, hold up. It's that boy G Planz. Don't give a damn. He cooler than a fan. Walking real tall. Some say he's a man.
What's going on, man? It was Cornelius Whitaker.
Yes, indeed.
Strong brother from Jersey, father, educator, entrepreneur, promoter. What's going on, man? We out here.
I respect it, G.
You know?
You know, any brother can travel miles, flying, driving, or whatever to come to Jersey from Louisiana. It's utmost respect, bro. No doubt.
Yeah, man. This. I'm still trying to take it in. Like I said, good energy, good people. I'm just meeting you guys, and it feel like I've been knowing y'all forever.
Yeah. You got an organic spirit with you, man. You know, and you well connected with some good brothers from Jersey. That helps a lot too. You know?
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
So are you from Newark?
No, I'm not. Originally born in East Orange, General Hospital, but was raised in Franklin, Somerset, New Jersey.
And how was it like growing up for you?
For me, it was very militant. I come from a two-parent household. Father's former Army militant guy. My mother's a former cotton picker. So I was raised by some very disciplined people and people that were very hungry and impoverished down south. So, you know, things was very, very challenging in my household coming up. We ain't had the liberties and the freedoms of a lot of the big city folks. You know, go out to chill, hang around the neighborhoods, do as they please, have all the freedoms they want. Nah, I was home when them lights came on, bruh. If not, it was repercussions and consequences.
Yes, it's a different time now, speaking of that, because these young kids now, they just free to do whatever they need to do or want to do.
Yeah, that's true. They have a lot of freedom. Especially when you don't have a man in the household. You know, that makes things very difficult. Much respect to our queens, but without a king, it's hard to raise a prince.
I feel you on that. Now. And you mentioned what we talked about before we started rolling. You were an educator. Could you go into that? How did you get into teaching?
Oh, definitely. 24-year vet, North Public Schools. Big shout. They know me, Mr. Whitaker, Cornelius Whitaker. All the kids that I've raised from 1995 to the present time, and where we at right now is July 2018. I raised a lot of generations in Newark, New Jersey. I take a lot of pride in that. My background comes from special education, English. I actually have a bachelor's in communication, television production, which is probably why I reconnected with the Hallmills Network. But I have two masters, one in special education and my second in administration and supervision for education. So I pretty much go to any school I want, become a principal, vice principal, but right now my priority is the Hallmills Network. You know, it's my love. So, but I'm currently working at Malcolm X Shabazz High School right now as a academic interventionist. After 18 years of teaching special ed English in the classroom, I've transitioned to higher learning, higher responsibilities on the administrative level. So I do a lot with the administrators. I do support services and I assist the administrators in the high school. At Malcolm X Shabazz High School, the only high school in the nation, matter of fact in the world, named Malcolm X Shabazz.
Wow, that's impressive.
Malcolm X Shabazz.
So how did the Hallmills Network, how did you get into that?
Oh, well, ironically, Malcolm X Shabazz had a lot to do with that. When I was hired at Malcolm X Shabazz High School, I was hired by a group of strong, profound, intelligent, powerful black men. Dr. Jamar Mills, who was the Mills in the Hallmills Network, a brother by the name of Al Tariq White, and another brother by the name of Fahim Ellis, and also, of course, my partner Darnell Grant, who was now the champion head coach of New Jersey for Group 1 football. Malcolm X Shabazz won the state championship this year, and Darnell Grant was responsible for that. But those men right there was totally responsible for me being hired at Malcolm X Shabazz High School. When I was hired at Malcolm X Shabazz High School, I was hired as a crisis teacher. I worked under the tutelage of Dr. Jamar Mills. Dr. Jamar Mills is a young brother from Paterson, New Jersey, who came up through the trenches. The brother's one of the most impressive young men I've ever met in my life. and I was working under him as a subordinate. But the man was just so profound and so thorough that I had no problem working in that capacity. So him, Ellis, White, Grant, they all decided to bring me on board Malcolm X Shabazz. And when that happened, I got part of a great family. And a year later, after I got employed, Dr. Jamal Mills realized that we needed a tech coordinator and a videographer. So he brought in Director Jamal Hall from Eastside High School in Patterson. And he brought him on board to Malcolm X Shabazz High School. And when he brought him on board to Malcolm X Shabazz High School, he became pretty much the marketing tool for Dr. Jamal Mills. So he was pretty much responsible for following Mr. Mills at the time because he didn't have his doctorate yet. He was responsible for following Mr. Mills around campus, capturing his highlights, and just pretty much documenting some of his accolades and accomplishments.
Wow, that's crazy. So now, like, what's like your primary role to the company?
Well, it's crazy because we actually about a year and a half now. We launched around June of last year. 2 years ago. But we officially started our company September of last year. So those brothers are pretty impressive. They recognize my abilities on an educational capacity, on in comprehensive high schools, and they know I'm pretty much a very meticulous brother. I probably got OCD. You know, I'm a Virgo. Born September 11th, so my spirit is a little different. You know, I'm very detailed, and that's something I think that my partner director Jamal Hall lacks. Despite his incredible technological awareness and his creative abilities, his critical thinking, he's a phenomenal individual. I don't even think he's from this planet.
Wow.
You know, the man's amazing, man. Definitely one of the most profound, superb directors in the nation, maybe the world. Wow. This brother just needs resources. That's it. But he brought Jamal Hall in, and Jamal Hall came in, made an immediate impact in high school, changed the culture, changed the climate. You know, taught a lot of children video production, editing, lighting, you name it. And I was impressed with that. So he and I got close because he actually edited my wedding down in Florida. You know, and we got close just in the midst of just doing the production of that. And I think he respected my intellect and my creative abilities also in the midst of us creating my wife and I wedding anniversary video, wedding video. So as time went on, I moved on to different investments, and I got involved in a childhood book called PGK, Promise Global Land for Kids. It was a PGK. It was a company that was creating educational tools for children. I got involved with that. I was selling books as a solicitor, as a marketer, and I also invested in it. And I came to a point with that company where we needed visuals. You know, we was doing a lot of sales. So I approached Jamal Hall at my job, and I said, "Listen, I need a commercial done. I need some videos done. You think you can help me out with that?" And he said, "Of course, no doubt, I can help you out with that." And we moved on with that. And ironically, he got an opportunity at another studio up in Lyndhurst, and he called me up and says, "Listen, I have some space. We could possibly do that commercial that you were thinking about doing with Promise Global Kids, PGK." Big shout out to my boy Jalil Grady too, who's one of the directors who actually brought me on to that company, which ultimately led me to what I'm about to tell you right now.
Yes, sir.
But in the midst of me trying to do videos and capture some visuals for PGK, Hall brought me to a studio. I went up there, I met everyone, I took a look at everything, and I was impressed with the studio in Lyndhurst. It was amazing. And I jumped on board immediately. And when I jumped on board, it wasn't even to capitalize on anything personally. It was just really just trying to bridge the gap with the owner of the PGK company and the owner of that video production company. But while I was there, while I was just interacting, engaging with everyone, I caught a little buzz in myself and said, I think I can help this company grow myself. And me being a former 20-year promoter, with parties, entertainers, celebrities, you name it, I had a lot of contacts. I possessed a lot of resources. So I started inviting people up to the studio. People who I knew that knew people. Other promoters that had connections with other artists. Like my man Will Mingo, reached out to that brother to bring Vinny from Naughty by Nature. I brought him up there.
Wow.
I reached out to my partner, Ricky Harvey, to bring in a couple other celebrities. I reached out to one of my former football players to bring in the chief executive operations, John Blassigang, for the Black Men's Magazine. I brought him in. And I just started bringing in different people that I had relationships with over the years. And that caught attention to Dr. Jamar Mills, who was the Mills in the Hallmills. And then it also caught attention to Jamal Hall. So they said, you know what, we need to get this brother on board with us before the network snatches him up. Because at the time, we were just a simple little channel partner of a bigger network. And that ended up going belly up, filing bankruptcy, and which ultimately allowed us to create our own vision, to put ourselves into a position where we could be self-independent and be our own entrepreneurs and not have to answer to anyone. So that particular network was operated off of an app. When they bellied up and foreclosed, I went to my partners and I said, well, you know what? We need to create our own app. And that's when Jamal Hall said, you know what? I'm gonna make it. And that's exactly what he did. So when you go to the Google Play Store and you go to the iPhone Apple Store, you just simply search Hallmills Network and our app will pop up. Well, that particular app and that masterpiece was designed and created by my partner, Director Jamal Hall.
Wow. So for anybody who don't know anything about Hallmills Network, once they download this app, what should they be expecting to see here?
Yeah, well, we realized just, and Hall had a lot to do with this too, is that people like himself who are independent curators, they don't have a place to go. They don't have a home. They don't have a platform. They have no place to showcase their natural abilities, their God-given abilities. So he came to me and said, well, you know what? We need to be a platform because Netflix is out there. You can see Denzel. You can see all kinds of celebrities on there. The Fire Stick is out there. You can go there and see all the major, A-star or B-star celebrities you want. He says, but there's no place for a small guy with a small budget to go to. A guy who maybe only have maybe $3,000, a couple $1,000 to publish or showcase what they're able to do. So with that, I said, wow. I said, well, what's going to be our content? And Hall immediately said, well, it's going to be independent movies. There's a lot of movies out there that have made millions of dollars independently. Fruitville Station? Right? Is that what it is?
That was the guy,
Fruitville Station.
Yeah.
With Michael B. Jordan from North.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, with Michael B. Jordan.
He the one directed Black Panther too.
Yeah.
He directed, but he was in it.
He was in it.
Yeah.
He was in it.
Another young cat directed it.
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Yeah, he directed it, but Michael B. Jordan played a role in that. A major role. So I'm just letting you know that Michael B. got his opportunity from an independent film. So you go to our app, there's all kinds of different icons you can pick on. You can choose. You can go to live events to see some of our personal content that we shot and that we edited and created. You can go to original content where you can see other independent curators that created web series, that created movies, we have a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we do with major celebrities like Fetty Wap, Michael B. Jordan, you name it, you know.
Fat Boy too? Fat Boy C too?
Oh, Fat Boy SS, yeah, Fat Boy SSC. Yeah, Fat Boy SSC. I mean, you name it. I mean, we move with a whole lot of people, man. From Mano to JoJo Simmons to the Tap Dance Kid Savion Glover to the Mayor of Newark. If you go on our website, www.HallmillsNetwork, or if you go to our YouTube page, Hallmills Network, or our Instagram page at Hallmills Network, or even Facebook Hallmills Network, or you can email, whatever you want to go to, you'll see a lot of our work. You see our reel, you see a lot of relationships that we created, you know, and it's just a beautiful thing. I mean, it's a grassroots level, similar to Obama, Barack.
So is it all movies? Do y'all have like music videos tied into it as well? Or is it
Not yet. Ultimately, we want to find investors to help customize our own app. We can provide our own server. Once we do that, then we got many videos on there, independent videos, things of that nature. But a lot of our stuff, a lot of our content that we have on our app are independent. You know, we don't create any type of revenue from these curators. We pretty much just use their link from YouTube, and we just upload it and put it within our system so that their content comes on our app. But when people watch it, they still get the credit for it. They still get the clicks for it. And that's key for a lot of curators. So it's pretty much a mutual relationship. It's 50-50. We're not looking for anything from them monetarily. They're not looking for anything for us as far as commitment or exclusivity. It's just a mutual relationship.
Wow.
You know, they bring their content to us. We provide the platform for them. We help promote them. And that's just out of respect for all the investment they made creating their product.
I want to ask you this, man. Are y'all accepting new artists or new directors or younger talent? You know, they see things differently. Say, hey, I'm a director. I want to work with these guys. So y'all accepting any other people to join y'all group?
If we don't, we'll be bankrupt next year. Like, we have to. There's no way around that. There's no way around. We are trying to create relationships. We're trying to bridge gaps with a lot of people. But when there's not a large capital, a large investment pool to pull from, then you're very limited. So you have to create relationships. And that's where we at right now. A year and a half. Most businesses take about 3 years to really, really flourish. We're a year and a half. We're projecting, hopefully, be millionaires within 5 to 10 years of our concept. You know, no doubt about it. There's no other platform out there right now for independent curators. And I'm talking about small budgets, short films, shorts. There's no place for that. You know, so we are the place for that. And we're looking for people to invest with and build relationships with.
So if anybody wanted to get in contact with you, like how do they do that?
Oh, easy. If you download the app, just go to About Us or Contact Us. That number one is my number. You reach out to me. You can also email me, which I prefer, and that's HallmillsNetwork at gmail.com. HallmillsNetwork at gmail.com. You know, so you can find me anywhere. My direct number, personally, you can call me 973-930-2687 is our office number. So you can call me, contact me personally, text me. Just don't get ridiculous with that. But email is what I really truly prefer. You email me, I respond back immediately.
I want to say, like, how would you prefer to conduct business? Because some people, when they call, do this, that's why I want to ask.
Yeah, email. I love text messaging. I text message all day. But preferably email, you know, is the best way, because this way you can send me your resume, you can send me your portfolio. It's not all about words sometimes. Sometimes it's just sending me a hyperlink of what you do. Let me see it. You know, let me click on it. Sometimes your work speaks for itself. And when I see that, I immediately contact my partner and say, hey, we got another one. You know, but not everyone makes the cut.
Yeah. Oh, that's understandable.
Yeah.
That's definitely understandable. I want to ask you this too, man. Like, you know, you've been an educator yourself for 24 years.
Yeah.
Now you're doing the tech thing, you got apps, directing films. Do you have like any advice for anybody who want to get into these avenues that you can share?
Yeah, most definitely. Ignore the critics. You have to ignore the haters, the critics, whatever you want to call them, and you have to persevere. You have to have some type of self-determination within yourself. I don't know what most folks' upbringing is, but my upbringing is an upbringing of resiliency and just determination. Like, I don't care who you are, who you think you are. You could be the multi-millionaire. You could be the biggest celebrity in the world. I demand respect, you know, and I think that every individual needs to do that. I don't think nobody should succumb to any level of inferiority, any level of disrespect. I'm a true believer of that. One of my biggest things I got to go through is being a guy from the suburbs, having to deal with inner city guys. You know, a lot of these dudes ain't had no father raising them. You know, they had the streets raising them, and a lot of that was just so unruly, dysfunctional. There's no real system to it. Mm-hmm. You know, you just moving and just connecting with anything. And I don't really believe in that. I believe everything needs to be some type of functionality or some type of order, a chain of command, a level of respect. And you know, I just advise every brother out there trying to make it out there to be focused, conscious, to protect themselves, protect their investment, themselves, their security, and to stay out of jail and breaking laws. Like, really, so much legal money out there, you don't have to do that. You know, so I just tell any brother, man, I don't care what you do, what relationship you in, just be conscious. You know, don't be out making babies and getting yourself jammed up financially. You know, be smart. And don't be afraid to go against the grain. Like, you don't gotta run with the pack. You know, find your own lane and master that. And you can bring others in and let them follow your pack.